So guys, this is my weekly report for August 29th. I'm going to tell you a little bit about, what I've been doing. Um, I've been stripers, bass, a little bit of kokanee. Um, the striped bass bite's been pretty decent. Um, a lot of fish are moving in the system. This week I took off and went out by Collinsville. I fished all around Collinsville and Sherman, fishing all these weed flats with a 5 inch um, swim bait, with a half-ounce jig head on it, just casting in the weed beds in 1 to 3 feet of water, and caught a bunch of stripers, and they were decent size. We had fish from anywhere from 3 to 8 pounds. I lost one about 10 at the boat trying to grab them, but we caught quite a few in that 7 to 8 pound range, and it was pretty decent out there. No wind finally. It calmed down a little bit this week, and there's stripers in that system now. I had another friend that was out there. He also caught quite a few. He caught some nice fish, and he caught them all spooning. So there's if they're catching them spooning, Mark Wilson, them guys are catching them trolling deep in 15 to 20 feet of water, and I'm catching them in 1 to 3 feet. So they're telling you that there's a lot of fish in the system right now. So it's time to get out there. And then I went doing some bass fishing as always, and I'm up north. Um, Caught a lot of fish flipping. I'm not catching as many on uh, chatterbaits right now. They seem to be moving on to wood. They're still fishing the grass and the current. I was up there with Jeff the other day, and he was catching them on top water, and I was swimming a rage crawl. That's another thing we started doing last week with Denise and Warren. We took a rage crawl with a 3/8 ounce tungsten, pegged it, and pitched it out and swam it in the current, just like you were reeling in a spinnerbait. And they were crushing it. I mean, we killed them. So, it's just something else to do. The fish are in that current, feeding on crawdads still, and that rage crawl, just reeling it in. They were killing that thing. So it's just another something, to try. I'm sure I could have caught them on square bills, anything, because I was in like 1 to 4 feet of water, and caught a lot of fish flipping. So it's a really good day. So the water temperature that was in the mid 70s a couple weeks ago, now it's like 67. So it's cooling off. Days are getting shorter. Doesn't get light till like 6:15. So the fish know it, whether they're stripers, bass, or anything else. So they're making the adjustment, and the stripers are moving in the system, and the bass are moving on the wood, and they're really starting to chew. Okay, other things going on at Albacore. Everybody's getting itchy for Albacore. I heard in Moss Landing they're doing okay. Fort Bragg had a friend go out of there, and he went out like over 70 miles, and they caught a lot of fish. Um, but I think you just got to watch where that current break is, and then make your decision whether you want to go, because when it starts drifting out, getting away offshore, in one night it could go 20 miles. So if you're going 50 now and then it goes out 20, you're looking at a 70-mile trip. So those fish make the adjustment real easy, but in your boat it's a little bit more difficult. I had a couple of friends go out of Bodega Bay. John and Daryl went out just 2 or 3 days ago, and they went out of Bodega. They went 50 miles, never got a bite. So if I get invited, I'm not going anywhere until they get in really close. So I asked them if they went for bluefin too, and they said no, because it's totally different equipment that you have to use. They saw a lot of whales out there, but there's no albacore, no signs of any albacore. So we're going to come in a little bit, and we're going to go, into San Francisco Bay. I can see Jay Lopes is still posting, limits of halibut. They're still drifting anchovies. I think when the weather permits, they'll go on out to the North Bar, and even south. They'll probably go to South Bar or Pacifica area, just depending on the tide. And then I know they're getting them inside still, so you could they go outside because the fish are a little bit bigger. And then when you come inside, you still get big ones, but you're going to get a lot of small and shakers and ones that you have to measure. But that bite's still going on. And other things that those guys are doing, I know Jay, Steve Mitchell, Ricky Acosta, and Jim on Cal Don, they're chasing leopard shark too. So the leopard sharks, they're having big days, catching 20 to 50 of those leopard sharks. So if something you want to do, give one of them guys a call and get out there and catch them. So the delta, the striper fishing, like I said, those stripers are starting to move into the system. They'll come in, from the ocean to the bay and then get in that delta system. And the delta is a huge area. I would call from like maybe Suisun or in a little closer like Pittsburgh all the way up to Liberty into the port of Sacramento. That's miles and miles and miles and of water that those fish stay in through the whole winter. They'll stay down there from now all the way until it's time to spawn, and they feed all winter long. And they have a knack of being able to find the cleaner water. And they could go up to San Joaquin, they go up to Port of Sacramento, they go everywhere. But they'll stay in that delta system until it's time to spawn. And then, if we have a normal rainfall, they go up as high as Calusa. Like last year, they went all the way to Calusa. So right now, they're in a little bit earlier than I usually find them. And they'll be here all the way until probably February, March, and then they'll head up. So it should be a good year this year. I anticipate catching some big ones. So, I'll be out there pretty quick. I had friends catching a lot of them by the Antioch Bridge and by Broad Slough, and they're all spooning. Like I said, I was at Collinsville and Sherman Island and did real well. So anyway, lake fishing, the bass fishing has still been pretty decent. Don Pagnelli always gives me a call every week. He's been doing really good at Folsom and Berryessa. Topwater died off a little bit, and they're catching a lot of them on drop shot and little Kitex. Pretty soon I'll be up there spooning because Blade Runner Rick, he's been bugging me going, hey, we need to get up there and go look around. Might be a tad early, but you might be able to find some. So I think I'm going to let them guys go first, and then I'll go up there when they tell me they had a good report. But Don, he could put you on fish right now with throwing Kitex and stuff, and I'm sure he's trying spooning too, but haven't had really good success. He told me last week he caught some spooning and then went back the next day and they're gone. So there's just not enough of them right now. Trout fishing, it's getting really, really late, but if you watch Big Nate's reports, he's been smashing them at Berryessa still. Those are the Eagle Lake trout, and he's still catching the heck out of them. So if that's what you want to do, I'm sure there's guys catching them at Comanche. I was up there doing electronics consulting and just out there grafting around. I wasn't fishing, just showing them how to work his graft. And I was grafting a lot of fish in that 40 to 60 foot range. And I know they're trout. So you could probably still go there if you got downriggers and just go down there and fish in the depth where you see them. So, the trout fishing normally, it's kind of quiet right now, but it's still pretty decent at Berryessa. Kokanee fishing. Almost getting to the end too. It's already almost September, and a lot of the lakes are still reporting the fish just starting to turn. So New Melones is still doing good. Bowler's Bar, Big Al was up the other day, caught limits for everybody on the boat. Stampede's good. Party's still good. I heard Whiskey Town, New Melones. If you want a big one. Union Valley's kind of a sleeper this year, but Denise is up there right now, her and her family, and they've been they've been hooking like 7 or 8 in the mornings, but they're nice ones. They're in that 14 to 17 inch range. So, and she said some of them are starting to turn. So, Union Valley is another place that you can go and try. Usually this time of the year, I've already been out crappie fishing, but I've been waiting for the weather to cool. And as soon as it does, I'll let you guys know. But I had a guy call me the other day and tell me he caught limits of crappie in the river. And I don't know where he was. I don't ask, but he said he caught a limit of crappie. Sent me the pictures, and they look like pretty decent ones. So I don't know where he was. So, and the landlocked kings, it's probably slowing down a little bit. I heard Folsom still kicking out some. Berryessa, Orville, those are the lakes around here that produce the landlocked kings. I haven't heard a whole lot of talking about it, but it's probably still worth a try if you want to get out there and go after some kings. So this week, I'm leaving. I'm going to Alaska for a week. I'll be up there, and then next Saturday, I was supposed to be in the studio on California Sportsman. So I'll just call in from there because I get reception, and I'll give you guys a report, and I'll probably shoot a little video up there. But every Saturday at 6:40 on 11:40 on the AM dial, I'm on California Sportsman. The first of the month, get in the studio, then I'm on with Kent Brown on Ultimate Bath, just talking a little bit about the Delta and what's going on. So if you guys have any trouble with your motors, your outboards, uh, your electronics, or your trolling motor, or you're looking for a new boat or even a used one, go over to see Gone Fishing Marine. Just tell them that I sent you over there, and he'll probably give you a break. And other than that, don't forget, if you guys check out Blind Squirrel Channel. He's trying like heck. He does a video. He even shows videos when he doesn't catch anything. So it's a good one to watch because it's really down to earth. He tell you when he's got them and when he doesn't. So anyway, if you like the video, hit that like. Please subscribe and leave a comment if you want. I'll get back to you in a couple of days, and I'll see you guys next week. And don't forget, next week I'll be on the air, but I'll be in Alaska. So talk to you later. See ya.